Welcome back to another exciting episode of Bad Moms at Business. So, guys, this week in our little group chat text thing that we have going,
We have many.
we have several. But we were talking about items that we just can't live without, whether that's stuff around your house, stuff for your personal use, whatever it may be. And so we thought, what a cool episode idea. This could potentially help you with Christmas ideas if you need some stocking stuffers for your to give a list to your spouse, or maybe your spouse is listening like mine is.
Hi, Chris.
Hello, Chris. Every week he asks if he was talked about. Hello, Chris. So anyway, yeah, we're just going to kind of talk about some of the tools and things that we have around the house that we can't live without.
Yep. No rhyme or reason here. We're just going to jump in.
Yeah. So my first, and I know there's going to be so many people who feel me on this. This is dry shampoo.
That's the one that I use.
Is it the dark hair
Yes, I love the dark hair one.
So guys,
So
this
good.
is Batiste brand.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say it. I love a cheap Suave dry shampoo.
I've used it before. It's okay.
It's
I like the smell of that one better.
Yes. Yeah. Of the Suave, right?
No, of the Batiste.
Oh, see, I disagree. But yeah, so dry shampoo is forever and always going to top the list of things that I cannot live without.
So I am not a dry shampoo user. So my question to you is is there a day limit? Like you just hit a limit, you're like, no more dry shampoo in. It needs to be a wash.
So you can train your hair to not need to be washed every day or every other day. I have not gotten that far, which is insane because we've been stuck in our houses for how long? I could have been really using this time to train my hair.
For sure.
But I'm an every other day washer, so I use this every other day.
I'm an every 3 day. Sometimes every 4, depending on what's going on that 4th day. It's usually not. I mean, let's face it. I'm not a hair person at all. My hair usually is really gross 90% of the time because it's so curly. It's just hard to do anything with.
Such a liar.
But so the dry shampoo literally is a lifesaver because I have super dry hair most of the time. So even day 2, don't need to use dry shampoo at all. It's usually day 3 for me. But the thing that I like about it is because it takes me so long to do my hair because it is curly and frizzy and stuff that I don't want to wash it the next day to start the process all over again. I want to stretch out that hairstyle
the
as
time
far
you've
as I
invested.
can. Yeah.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Interesting. Well, I guess I'm just going to jump into probably my most favorite one on my list, and that's my Bun coffee maker.
So tell me about this. We also just bought a coffee maker, a new coffee thing. We bought an espresso machine.
Ooh, so fancy.
Talk to me about this one because we can always turn that one back in.
I'll be completely fair. I don't need a great cup of coffee to have a cup of coffee. So I want to go into this to say that. But the convenience, you put your coffee in there, you put the water in there, and before the dogs are even done going potty, I've got myself a whole pot of coffee.
Ooh, that's fast.
Like winter potty. That's how fast that baby cranks it out because it always has basically a hot pot reserve. So it doesn't have to warm up the water. The only thing I take issue with is you can't pre-make your coffee like you can in a traditional. Yep. Because the minute you close the water thing, it starts going.
I see.
So I've learned the hard way. And it took a couple years for me finally to not close it before the things and it comes out so fast.
Wow.
Half a cup of coffee is just gone, actually a cup of coffee. So I love it just because it saves me so much time. And I don't feel guilty about making that second pot of coffee in the day because it doesn't waste me any time. I love it. Love all things coffee though.
So let me ask you guys a question.
Yeah.
Sorry, Bridgette, I just totally cut you off.
No.
How many cups of coffee are we talking here?
Easily
8 in a day.
Easily 8. 8 to 12.
8?
8 to 12. Easily.
This is shocking. This is absolutely shocking.
This is my number 6.
Wow.
Wow. That's impressive. I mean, you have a tolerance, lady.
I do. Like, give me an IV.
Bridgette, what about you?
So I wanted to just co-sign the bun, first of all,
Okay.
because a couple years ago I was looking for a new coffee maker. We got rid of the Keurig, and Amanda said, and I'm quoting here, if you do not get a bun, I will disown you, is what she said to me.
I take it very
Very
seriously.
strong feelings.
So I have a very cute white one. I do love it. I do wish that you could have it set up so that was just one less thing, but you're right, you can't. Anyway, as far as how many cups I have, anywhere from 2 to 4. If I'm going out, it is not unlike me to get Starbucks twice in a day, which is honestly so ridiculous, but it's what I do.
Interesting. Okay.
What about you?
So I had a child, and while I was during my pregnancy and everything, I was super sick, and I was like, this is the perfect time to kick the caffeine bucket. And so I cut out caffeine cold turkey, the end. I was still only like maybe 1-2 cups a day, but then like a couple of times a week, I would have like a pop that had caffeine in it and stuff like that. So, I mean, I still had like the headache withdrawal and stuff. It wasn't crazy bad, but I was also super nauseous. Anyways, long story short, I don't have coffee. When I do have coffee, it's decaf. And I do that maybe once a week, twice a week, something like that. So, I mean, yeah, no coffee for me, but I do love a good tea. I have tea every night, but again, without caffeine.
Sure.
So that's we'll see. I don't know if I'm going to pick it back up. Part of me is like, just don't do it. But then we bought that Nespresso. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so I will jump into my first product, but actually I'm going to talk about 2. And yes, these look weird, but I'm going to talk about them. So I am a big skincare junkie. For those of you that don't know that, if you guys want to talk anything skincare related, I will talk to you about it all day. These are a couple of tools that I have. Oh, I saw a really funny meme that said, I do skincare, but my skin doesn't care. And that's kind of how I feel about my life. But I do it anyways because it's like it's my me time. It's my zen. So this is the Nurse Jamie Uplift Roller. I had to write it down because I didn't know the exact name of it, but it's the Nurse Jamie one. You can get other ones, and I have had other ones, but this one's still my favorite. And it's purple. It's Bridgette's favorite color.
Yes.
But you basically take it. You can watch YouTube videos on this. I'm not a, expert on this, but you take it and you just rub it on your face, and it releases it's got these little black beads in it and stuff. It's really cold. It's like a titanium kind of metal steel, something like that. But you just take it and you roll it all over your face, and it's supposed to help with like lymphatic drainage and stuff like that. I don't know. And then this is along the same lines. This is a jade gua sha tool, and it's the same type of thing as you can take it and you can drag it along your skin. You're supposed to have like some sort of oil, something like that, but it helps decrease puffiness. It's supposed to help with like fine lines and wrinkles and stuff. I like this one, this shape, because you can take it along like the jawline. You know what I'm saying?
Would it get rid of a double chin?
I mean, in theory,
I was going to say, what if you don't have a jawline?
What if this didn't fit in that crevice?
It'll help you get there. But either way, they feel really nice. And then This is me being the bougiest person on the planet. I also have a mini fridge in my bathroom, and I keep these in there with a couple other skincare products. So they're like ice cold, which isn't the most fun when it's winter, but it just helps so much to help like wake you up in the morning, and you rub it under your eyes. It takes down the puffiness. I just love it. I could talk about them all day. So,
well, your skin looks great, so obviously it does well.
Yeah. I try very hard. The amount of products that I have is obnoxious.
So Danielle, you actually gave me one of those rollers. I don't think it's the Nurse Jamie brand.
It's not the Nurse Jamie one, nope.
But I can attest to how nice it feels to kind of just in the morning roll. It's so good.
Brandon's gonna hate me to say this, but I have done this to him one time, and he was just like sleeping. He's like, it feels so good.
It does. It does.
I love it. I love it so much.
That's awesome. So I guess the next thing that I'll talk about, this is a little kind of a splurge item. But AirPods are where it's at. They are my favorite thing. I'm afraid to open them because I don't know how that will affect things, but I will. So you can see they're in there. They're charging. I don't know how technology works. I don't
I'm
know if
afraid
it's
to
gonna
open
mess
them,
up.
but I'm going to.
It could attach to your computer and mess up the sound and all that.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. But they charge in
I
this
also have
case.
mine sitting right here.
Look how cute.
I love them.
They charge in the case. They charge with the same cord your iPhone charges with. The coolest part, I think, is that you can see on your iPhone. Oh, you're not gonna be able to see.
No.
But when you open the case, it'll tell you. It tells me that my AirPods themselves are charged at 100%, and my case is pretty much almost charged fully.
Mm-hmm.
I take phone calls in these. I listen to podcasts in these. I sleep with these because I listen to podcasts in order to fall asleep, and then I'll wake up and one will be like under my pillow. They're the best. I love them. And they work even if you don't have an iPhone. Chris can pair them to his Android.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know that.
So I have something to add to that as well. I am new to the AirPod game. I bought these 2 weeks ago, something like that. But I have had knockoff ones. I don't know where those ones are. But I've had knockoff ones for like almost a year now. And I like these so much better. I have very small ears, guys. Like they're ridiculously small ears. And I have a very hard time keeping earbuds in my ears without them like aching. And these fit. I mean, it's not a perfect fit because I'm telling you, my ears are super, like they're like child size, but they fit in there pretty nicely to where they don't fall out unless I'm sleeping in them. And then they do fall out. But I also like that there are sensors on them. So when you do take it out, whatever you're playing, like pauses.
Yes.
And that's something that my old ones didn't have. Yeah. Very cool. I really like them a lot.
I love that feature. And I'm glad that you said the ache thing because that's honestly why I haven't spent the money on them because when I'm listening to stuff, my ears ache because I also have smaller ear spots. So I might actually give them a go.
Ear spots? Is that what?
Yeah.
Ear canal? I mean...
They're literally, they're smaller than even my generic ones that I had. And they've worked out really well. I'm glad I made the investment.
Good to know. Am I up? I think I'm up. Am I up?
You're up.
Okay.
You're up.
So I love myself a good notebook of paper and a good utensil to write with.
Whether a woman after my own heart right there.
Oh my gosh. I love things because if it's pretty and it's fun, I'm going to open it and I'm going to use it. And I really am on a kick that I really enjoy writing with pencils. I am splurging on quality, fun pencils. And the minute it gets a little low, I'm like, new one, because I enjoy a La-Di-Da pencil. It's like, back in the old days when everyone had those really long cigarettes.
Yes, that's exactly what that pencil is.
I mean, right? It just makes me feel like inspired and efficient and smart. So that's my number 2.
I feel like I have stories about each of your guys' things. As a left-handed person, pencils are not
that makes
my
complete
friend.
sense. Complete sense.
Not my friend. It's Smear City. You got ink or not ink. You have, lead all the way down your arm. It's bad. So that's horrifying to me.
That makes sense. That does make sense.
But I am a paper person.
I also like paper. What I don't like about pencils though is when you erase and then it's not cute. The smudges. I'm sure, Amanda, you're splurging on very nice pencils, so maybe they don't leave that residue.
I just love, and I'm not a hard writer either when I'm doing pencil. So that typically leaves, I don't have to erase hard. Very strategic about my penciling.
Clearly.
Okay. So that leads me to my next products, Amanda. So mine is a little bit more specific. I have very specific, it took me a long time.
She does.
I have a lot of feelings about paper and pens. You guys will come to learn that. I've been using a bullet journal for about the last, I think, 2 years. I think this was my second full year that I did it. And I pick a different one every year. I just love the flexibility to it. And, you know, 1 week or 1 day you have a lot to write down. You can't see any of that, but it's fine. And I love it. This one's from Moleskine. I like this one better. Lloydstrom has some really good ones too, and actually has like the official bullet journal. Lloydstrom, was it like the 1917? I like the Moleskine ones because I like the flexible covers. It's just a little bit better, in my opinion, but I really like it. I get a new one every year. I already have mine lined up for 2021. And then my beloved. Okay. So I am a pen fanatic.
She's not lying.
I'm not lying. I have thousands of pens. Correction, have had thousands of pens because these pens have replaced all other pens in my book. These are the Pilot Friction pens. You can get them on Amazon. You can get them on jetpens.com. They come directly from Japan if you do that. I love them so much. They actually have like Japanese writing on them, but they are fantastic because they are quick drying pens. They got a nice click to them. We all like a good click. And they are fully erasable pens. What kind of technology is this? I'll tell you, it erases with heat. Downside to these pens. You leave your bullet journal, your notebook, whatever it is that you have written on with these pens in a very hot car, and it will erase. I'll promise. It's happened to me before, but it only happened once. You can get your information back. You got to stick it in the freezer, let it cool down. It comes back. It's not like as strong of a color shade that it comes back with. The big downside of it is if like you wrote something, you erased something, and then you wrote something over top of it, and then you leave your car, leave it in your car, you put it in the freezer, all of your mistakes and everything come back as well. It's a weird process, but I love these pens. I could talk about them all day.
I suck at those pens, and I do have them. So when I'm using it to reconcile my checkbook, yes, I still do that. I use said pens. That's crazy. I love when I'm using ink and I want to have it be clean looking. That's what I'm using. And I'll never forget the first time you showed me them. My mind was blown. And Brandon was there. He's like, yeah, I don't know what kind of sorcery this is.
Seriously, they're so good. And it erases so clean. It's perfect. Nothing is left. There's no residue, nothing. And there's not even like erase shavings.
I was just going to say that.
Using an eraser. It's using like a heat friction rubber tool. It's so good. It comes in a lot of, I could talk about this all day. It comes in a lot of different sizes, but if you use a bold tip pen, we cannot be friends. We can't. We cannot be friends. I am a fine tip person. If it's even 0.7, not about that life. It's got to be 0.5 and under. Very strong feelings.
This opportunity to write on my paper with my pencil these quotes that you're doing because them's going on an image.
I will say I was
below.
I was also there when Danielle introduced these pencils. I'm almost positive, our pens. I'm sorry. I'm almost positive I was. Here's my beef with them. They are not a bold enough ink color for me. Does that make sense? It's very faint, and I'm not into that. If I'm going to write with a pen, I want it to be like in your face. There's no mistaking what I've written down. And this is almost like a pencil in its fineness as far as color or pigment goes.
So the bolder you get in the pen tip size, the more color payoff you get. So probably because you were looking at mine, it doesn't really give you that, but they have like the 1.0, 1.2. They have big ones. It's just, I'm not about that life. Another thing that I've noticed with these pens is as the ink lowers in the little ink thing, the color diminishes a little bit. And so when you I have refills and stuff, when you refill it or you use a new pen, the color is bolder again. And for me, it doesn't bother me at all because I write small and I like a fine tip anyway, so I'm not worried about the color.
That's fair. It
also comes in markers, colored pencils,
highlighters.
Highlighters.
The highlighters.
Oh, the highlighters.
I will say, go get the dark.
Look,
the dark highlighters. Yes.
They have pastel highlighters, which I have. I have the regular ones and the pastel ones. But the pastel ones, you're right, they don't show up very well.
They're very, very,
they're very
light,
faint.
but they're fantastic. It just really causes you to stay organized very nicely because I don't like messes. I don't like check throughs. Like I want it to look good if it's forever.
I don't like making mistakes, and writing in pen, you can make mistakes. And then this is really the only way that you have to correct that without a mess. That was a very long-winded story. I apologize.
Pens and papers for the last 15 minutes. Sorry, guys.
I know, I feel bad for people who are like, pen and paper, gross. But
it is
this
what it
is who we
are. You did pass your love of the bullet journal on to me. I've been using one this year. Not as much as I would have liked to, but I have been using it. I have like Bible study notes in it. I have goal checklists. I have
I love it.
Just random, here's who I'm mad at today things in there.
She got one of those lists in there.
It's a burn book.
Ooh, I wonder if my name's in there.
It's not. It's mostly my husband.
And Amanda.
Hi, Chris.
After last episode, my name's definitely in that book.
Yeah, if you guys haven't watched and or listened to that, you need to, because got real heated.
No, I'm just kidding. But I do love it, and I do kind of vent in there or talk about things I'm happy about or sad about or whatever about. Mm-hmm. So it's good. All right. So my next item is so ridiculous, but I love it so much. It's my B.A.D's pop socket.
I need one of these.
You guys, we've referenced our messaging that we do with one another, and this was a solid 3 hours worth of excitement from Bridgette that day.
Easy.
Yeah. It made my whole day. So if you're not watching this, it's a pop socket, and I'm going to let you listen to did you hear that?
Oh, that was a very satisfying sound.
Yeah, because you pop open the back of your pop socket, and there's a little pot of Burt's Bees in there, and you use it, and then you pop it shut. I got it from Target. Now, it was $20, which is insane, but it comes with the actual pop socket and the thing that sticks to your phone, plus 2 pots of your Burt's Bees. So I feel like totally worth it. I'm obsessed with it. It does not fit in your car. Like if you've got something that you hang your...
Oh.
That's a good disclosure to throw out there.
That is a good disclosure. I did not know that.
Yeah, if you're watching, you can see how thick that is.
But it doesn't seem that much bigger.
It doesn't, but I guess the angle's not there.
Close your
ears. I guess you're right.
It's pretty significant.
Yeah.
It is.
But I don't care. It's worth it, and I'll shove this in my back pocket instead of in whatever it's designed to be held in. So that's my recommendation.
Did you want to click it one more time just for the satisfaction?
Yeah, sure. Listen, opened, and we're gonna close it.
A little ASMR there. A little Burt's Bees ASMR.
Little therapy right there.
Mm-hmm.
Therapy. I like it. I'm just not obsessed with it like you, but I'm glad that it brings you happiness.
So much.
I love a good chapstick.
So much, which will lead me into mine. Like, I love a good chapstick, but I really, really love lipstick. And I didn't start wearing it probably till 2 years ago.
What?
Really?
Can you believe that? And now I'm all sorts of colors. Bright red, bright pink. Like, there is no slowing this girl down with her colors. I'd wear orange. I don't care.
So let's talk about this.
Okay.
I have gone through my phases in life with makeup and lipstick and blush and like all of that. And I struggle with lipstick because I just feel like it gets everywhere. And the ones that don't get everywhere are super drying. And I have really dry skin, so therefore my lips are super dry.
I throw some chapstick on top of those dry ones because I really go color first, convenient second. I'm obnoxious. I'm not brand loyal. I'm like, oh, the brighter the better. It's obnoxious. So if it's a little dry, just throw a little chapstick on or a little like clear lip gloss. All of the makeup people out there are like, what is she doing?
No, I love this. What's your favorite right now?
Color-wise?
Yeah, or just, like do you have like a go-to right now, or is it literally every day is a different one?
Every day. I try to go with my colors of the outfit. Like some people match their socks, Amanda matches her lipstick. Like right now it's pink because I have pink on.
Cute.
But if I had orange, I'm not going to lie, might be sporting some orange. Don't have it.
Interesting.
But I really I think my favorite color is a red right now because I just feel like it's super empowering.
And it's very festive.
Extremely. I feel like come at a woman with red lipstick on.
Oh, yeah. A woman in red lipstick is a boss.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel like, it's like a force of protection. So if I got my red lipstick on, and that's my biggest beef with masks right now. Amanda can't show off her lipstick.
I have so many masks that are stained on the inside from lipstick.
So that's what I was just about to ask. So you guys are still wearing the lipstick.
Oh, yeah.
You're just getting it. Okay. All right. All right.
Yeah. I'm also a lipstick lover.
Out of the store, it's down so I can be showing my lipstick.
And you're not afraid that it's just like it was in the mask and now it's all over and you got it like up here and like on your nose?
I'm not. I just own it, and I feel like I can feel it. Like I might do a quick like swap just to feel like it's in the spot, but I don't really care.
Oh man.
Do you know,
guys
can I
are
tell
so
you
much
a quick
bolder
story?
than I am.
When I worked in my hardware store days, right?
Oh yeah.
There was this sweet old lady. I mean, I'm not sure her age, but she was probably 80. Tiniest little thing. She would come in a tube top and her lipstick, her bright pink lipstick, and her lips just weren't really lips anymore because she was older and things moved. And she still put it on and her hair was done. And I just loved
Get it, girl.
that she was that age still owning it.
That's awesome.
And at the time, I didn't wear lipstick, but I knew I loved the power that brought that woman. And so, like, hopefully, if I live to be 80, that's Amanda. Minus the two.
I love it.
That's so cute. I also am a lipstick lover. A couple years ago, Pop Color or Color Pop, I can't think
Color
of what.
Pop is Color Pop.
They did a Disney collection.
So funny.
And I'm actually currently wearing Ariel.
Oh, cute.
As she applies.
I also have Ursula, but it is so dark. Maybe I'll wear it
sure. Is it purple?
It's so purple, it's almost black, but I love it.
Danielle's like,
I'll wear it next week.
So a lot of people don't know me very well that are listening to this, but Danielle went through a bit of a goth phase and it's still deep inside her soul. That is who I am in the depths of my soul, is I am still that teenage goth chick. And literally, black lipstick. I rocked a black lipstick so much, and I still would. I used to have blue and green, like this, whatever. But I'm boring now. And like I kiss all over Watson, and like it's just easier to just wear chapstick. Also, I have very small lips. Like, watch me smile. Where'd the top lip go? It's gone. She gone.
I still see it.
Why bother? It's just easier not to.
You're silly.
You're so cute. I love it.
All right. So I will talk about my next product. So guys, don't come for me on this one. This is a very expensive product. I understand, but I do love it. So this is you can't even read it. It says Dyson right there. This is my Dyson Airwrap. Like I said, she's very expensive, but I love it so much. This has every tool that I could possibly need to do my hair. When it's wet, you can blow dry it with just like the regular blow dryer attachment. You can use the round brush. It comes with 2 different brush head attachments. And then this is like, anyways, it doesn't matter. And then it comes with these, which is what this whole thing is about, this Airwrap. So Dyson came out with their, I think it's called like centrifuge technology, where it basically, I should turn it on, but it would be really loud and annoying. But basically you take a piece of your hair and it will automatically wrap up, and it'll show you the little arrows on this. It will literally wrap up your hair, and you can make your hair curly while it's wet by blow drying it by using this. And it's a time saver. It's amazing for somebody with my curly, unmanageable, ruly hair. And it cuts down on the amount of heat that I'm using on my hair because it's so much less hot, I guess, than a straightener or a curling iron, and you're holding it on your hair less. So
I want to point out that earlier in this episode, you said you weren't a hair person, and then you just whipped out your very expensive Dyson hair dryer.
Yeah,
so.
It's very expensive, but I'm not a hair person. And I think that was a gift. My mom gave that to me because she knows how much I struggle with my hair, and bless her for doing that, because seriously, it's been a game changer, and I'm not a hair person at all. I struggle with my hair every day, but that's something that has helped.
I'm sure a lot of our viewers struggle with their hair. For those
where are my curly hair people at? Because
time is money. So if you're spending a little bit of money to save your time, I mean, it really is worth it.
That's exactly why we got it.
You want to make sure that I'm not judging you for your hair dryer. You do you.
Yep.
I have very expensive purses and I can only carry one of them at a time. So
I own one purse, just one.
So there was no judgment behind a purse. There was no judgment behind that statement. I'm just saying.
I know. This is a judgment-free zone.
Yeah. Yeah. Unless you're Amanda, then no, I'm just kidding.
It's true. It's true.
I'm still holding animosity from Thanksgiving.
I'm just gonna, play with my pencil here. So fancy. That's my
I will say though, I have incredibly thick hair. I'm currently growing out a pixie cut, which is why it looks like this right now.
Great.
It's a disaster.
It's hard.
It's so hard. But I have incredibly thick hair, and I can totally see how. I mean, when my kids are yelling at my dog right now. I don't know if you can hear that in the background. That's fun. But when I had long hair, I'm going to go ahead and mute. When I had long hair, that would have been a lifesaver.
So, I don't know, Bridgette, do you have any other products that you would like to talk about, or should we get into the lady products?
I need to go rescue apparently a Christmas tree ornament. So why don't we get into the lady products?
Deal. Sounds good. So fellas, if you are watching and or listening and you don't want to talk all things period, now is probably the time to leave. However, if you are in it to win it and you are here with us, we appreciate the support, but we're going to get into it.
We're going to do it. We're going to do it.
So over quarantine, so for those of you not in our area, Michigan went into like a pretty severe quarantine for a couple of months. And I decided, this was back in March, mid-March, I decided to bite the bullet and pick up a new product. It was not this product, but it was a menstrual cup. And then Amanda turned me on to this brand here, but it is a game changer.
Game changer. And I'm a couple months behind Danielle's decision, but that brand was my first brand, and I think only brand at the end of the day, because it's so amazing, but game changer. Danielle, tell me why you feel it's such a game changer, and then I'll talk about what I feel like.
It is so liberating to not have to worry like I used to worry. I also really like the fact that it's reusable. You just wash this, you clean it out, and you use it again. And you're cutting down on that waste. You don't have pads, you don't have tampons, you don't have things that are then being put into landfills and stuff like that. You have one reusable product. So while, yes, it is more expensive than maybe a pack of pads or tampons, over the lifespan of this thing, you will save so much money. So much money.
So good. Much money. So a couple things for me. One, during the whole quarantine thing, I really actually got a little nervous. Like, what if I couldn't find feminine products?
I mean,
there wasn't toilet paper.
So true. So true. I didn't even think about that.
And I really that thought was constantly on my mind, because I would not fare well if I didn't have my desired products. So that was a big reason I jumped on board. But then, and I had been researching it for a long time, and I knew Danielle had bit the bullet and did it as well. And we thought, like, why not do it this time? Like, trial and error during a time we're home anyway. And it is so liberating to not, first of all, I feel like so healthy when I'm using it.
Yes.
It is so comfortable. You honest to God, I think the biggest health risk is you forget about it.
And that happens because one, you don't feel it at all. And the second thing is you're allowed to keep it and you don't have to change it out, but every 12 hours. I mean, you can sleep in this thing. You can exercise in this thing. It's seriously, the love that I have for this is.
Can I ask a few questions then?
Yes, because I'm sure our viewers have the same questions.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm someone that has a Mirena right now. So I'm not having a period monthly. Thank the Lord, because mine has been my entire life, and even more so after having kids, so heavy that I am someone that has to wear an overnight pad plus a super mega plus tampon, and then I'm still leaking through if I'm not changing every hour to every 2 hours.
Wow.
So for this, you said that you can sleep in it. Wow. And then as far as we might have to get a little personal here, but is it along the same route of using a tampon as far as installation, for lack of
installation?
That's a really good question.
It's a great question. And I actually had to watch videos because I wanted to make sure I was getting it right. And the videos they have are basically like if you go to the doctor's office, like you will see all of these like displays of anatomy and stuff. And it really, like, once I saw it, I was like, okay, you get real familiar with your body.
Oh yeah.
But once you like do it the first month, oh my gosh.
Done.
And it's easier than, okay, and this is again too much information. I'm sorry if any guy viewers are listening.
You warned them.
Exactly.
We warned them. Hop off now. But you can, because it is such a safe alternative to tampons, if you know you're going to actually like get your monthly visitor, you can actually put it in prior to actually starting. So if you're going to work and you know like today is the day, especially if you're on birth control and it's predictable almost down to the minute, you can put that in and you're covered for that time frame. And that's one of the things that I love the most, is just because it's such a natural product, the flexibility of how to use it is endless.
Yes, I agree.
Now, is there, again, as someone who has a very heavy menstrual cycle, is there risk of that overflowing and causing leaks if you're not changing it consistently? So where someone like maybe you, Amanda, where you have a lighter cycle after the first little bit, you might be able to go 12 hours, but someone like me may still need to be changing it every 1 or 2.
Yep.
So here's what I have learned is, first of all, the first cup that I use, do your research on which cup to get. And you can take our recommendation or you can just, do your own research. But the first cup that I picked was based off of one video that I saw, and it happened to be a sponsored video. So that should have been my first clue, which it was a fine product itself, but it was much more firm. This one is much more flexible. So anyways, side tangent over. Just do your research. This brand is the Salt Company. It's SAALT. And this one came with 2. This came with 2 different ones. So this is the smaller cup, and then it has a larger cup for your heavier flow days. What I've noticed, Amanda, tell me what your thoughts are. I can feel when it's getting full, because I can feel there are little, you won't be able to see them, but there are little holes here designed to let airflow kind of do its thing, so things aren't like suction cupping inside. I can feel air movement, like almost like little bubbles. And so I'm like, okay, things are getting full. I need to go do my thing and kind of wash this out. And so I have yet to have any leaks whatsoever, which, knock on wood. because you can sense that, you can feel that when it's getting full.
You can,
like a warning system.
I think most people who leak with it is because they didn't get the proper seal. So there is quite the, like, educate yourself on how to use it and understand what a seal means, because if it's not sealed, obviously it's not going to work efficiently. So if it's sealed, you technically shouldn't leak if you're paying attention to the signs, because I agree with you. You can tell when it's reaching its max.
And getting to know your own personal anatomy as well is really crucial, because this all goes based off of your cervix and how high or how low your cervix is. Some people have very high cervixes, some people have low cervixes, and it's a little bit easier. But there are different folding techniques too to get it in. So you can do like the taco, or you can do like just the pinching of the top. But really making sure, Amanda, nailed it, was saying that you want to make sure that you have that seal, and you want to make sure that the cervix is positioned inside the cup. We don't need to get in. There's a lot of videos out there. Watch those.
It is so,
we're not experts.
I don't think you don't have to worry about, and I know I should not be embarrassed when you're in the public bathroom and your feminine products couldn't be noisier. Like, some man is like, I want this to be in the noisiest wrapper possible. And so you're like, man, everyone knows what's happening.
Seriously.
In this one. And so it's just very liberating. You don't have to grab a bag and make it obvious. Not that anything is embarrassing about it, but you don't need to draw attention to your cycle. And I just like that there's just zero waste. There's zero thought about it. Everything you have is right there with you already. It's just, again, it's so liberating. And the first thing I thought of, because my mind again was quarantine, going, if I can't find my products that I need, what am I going to do? I thought, what a wonderful product that this exists, because I didn't know something like this existed until this year, for countries that don't have feminine hygiene products for their women. And what
so
a huge thing this is for countries such, that are in poor communities and poor countries. I think this is a game changer for them, because they're so sustainable and they'll last a very long time.
Well, think of how liberating this has been for you and I. Think about what it would do for them and their sense of morale. I mean, that's huge.
Huge.
I'm going to link.
I love that you guys decided to talk. Sorry, my internet connection is unstable because there's 3 meetings going on right now. So it's not your fault. You didn't step on me. There's a delay. But I'm just so glad that you guys decided to talk about this, because I know for a lot of people, periods are embarrassing, tampons are embarrassing. You don't want to have to walk through the store carrying a box of pads or whatever. And like you said, the expense, especially again for someone like me who was going through 12 heavy duty pads a day, plus I was wearing 2 to sleep in at night. Wow. I mean, that adds up fast. So as much as I love my Marina, if I ever didn't have it or couldn't have it for whatever reason, this is what I would go to for sure.
And I dare say this is my favorite product of 2020.
Ooh, I might agree with you on that one, because this has been I cannot stress enough that this has been a game changer. This has been an entire life changer for me.
And when I first ordered it, I could not wait for my period to start. I was like, oh my God, I just can't wait. I can't wait. It was like Christmas Day. When is the last time anyone had that thought about their period?
Yeah.
I mean, me. Never. You get an appreciation for your body. And I do think it helps with the pain of cramping. And I think the flow actually changes too.
That's what I was just going to say is, I don't know if this is psychosomatic or if it's because it's more of like a free flowing, you're just letting your body kind of take its course and you're not plugging anything up. My periods have significantly decreased in flow and time.
Same.
I have always been a 7-dayer, always. And now I am about 5 days, but to be honest, the 4th and 5th day, not really a whole lot going on.
Same. Ugh. Same. And those are the days that you could forget that you even had it in.
Yes, 100%.
And think on that, ladies. For the ladies that are listening, like if that's not a testimony to how liberating this product is, I don't know what it is. And this, again, is not sponsored by any product, anything. Like we are getting nothing from this.
I know, I was just about to say that. This totally sounds sponsored, and it's not at all.
Our knowledge of something that is so good. And when you know and like something, like you want to share it. And so a little personal, and I might regret talking about this tomorrow, but it'll be done and over with.
Yep, it is what it is.
No, I hope you don't. I hope you don't regret it, because I think that you guys probably just really potentially saved a lot of people some money, some headache, some heartache. I can't tell you how many times I've had to walk out of stores or restaurants or high school with something around my waist that I had leaked through. So I think it's brave that you guys, as silly as that sounds, it was brave of you guys to be willing to talk about this. So I'm so glad you did. And I know you said you were going to link it in case there was somebody here that was listening that maybe is interested in trying it.
Yeah, so I'm going to link in the description everything that we've talked about today that I can possibly link. But I'm also going to link to a YouTube channel that really helped me make my decision on doing this. Their entire channel is about menstrual cups, and they test out all of the different ones out on the market. This was not the one that I had originally watched when I said that it was a sponsored ad. I don't know for sure if they do sponsored ones or not, but this one I found after, and they have hundreds of videos all about different menstrual cups and different sizes and how to use them and different techniques and stuff. They were phenomenal. And that's who I found to help me with like insertion and taking it out and like all of that. So
that's awesome.
Good information for sure. Love it.
That's awesome. Well, I certainly hope that we helped some people come up with maybe some silly like stocking stuffer type gifts or bigger. I mean, we did talk about a couple bigger ticket items. Sure. So I hope this maybe, no, I mean, I talked about AirPods. Those aren't, yeah. But you know, Christmas is coming, and maybe I know a lot of the time, like my mom will say like, what do you guys want for Christmas? And it's like, I don't have the slightest idea, but I have to say, if somebody gave me like some dry shampoo, like just little silly things that were useful, because let's face it, I don't need anything. But some of this stuff was kind of fun and cool to talk about. So maybe we gave you some ideas. Maybe you just shook your head with us when you felt the love for dry shampoo. I don't know. But we hope you enjoyed it. And again, Amanda and Danielle, thank you so much for being so open about the menstrual cycle, your menstrual cycles, and the cup. I think that's awesome.
Yeah, I wouldn't have it any other way. It's not anything to be ashamed about. We all go through it in some form or another, and it's nothing to be ashamed about.
No. So with that, be unashamed about your bodies, guys.
Ooh, I love it. That's such a good one.
Yes, be unashamed to talk about this stuff, especially amongst other women, because you just don't know. I could have a whole episode dedicated to my OBGYN stuff. We won't really do that. Don't worry. But
maybe we should. Maybe somebody would be interested in that. If you guys are interested in hearing more about Bridgette's journey, let us know.
And maybe we can have an OBGYN on there with us, because I think this is a topic that so many women, because amongst their friends, you do talk about this stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's it. And maybe you don't. Maybe you wish you could, or you don't know how to broach the subject. And so this podcast was created by women for women. And we've had some silly topics and we've had some serious topics. But at the end of the day, it is always about sharing and growing and being secure in who we are together. So I hope you got that from this, especially that last little bit. Let us know if you're a cup user, if you might try it now because you heard about it. That would be awesome. But otherwise, we will see you next week.
See you guys later.
Exciting.
Bye.
Bye.